To defer, so Tyler Loop will kick it away. He's had 3 penalties this year for Dylan Sampson and Malachi Corley. Underway as the Ravens look for the season sweep of the Browns. So out comes Dylan Gabriel, making his 6th start of the year, just his 2nd.
And not only his 2nd at home, his 2nd with Tommy Rees taking over as the play caller. A week ago against the New able to throw the football.
And throwing on first down, completing the ZA. Now for the Cleveland offense. Keep an eye on Quinshon Judkins and Jerry Jeudy.
Point about Dylan Gabriel, where he throws the football, we saw it right away. He's throwing it to the perimeter, but he's going to throw it to a tight end. That's a big part of what they need to have done today.
And they go to Jeudy here, who's got the catch, shoved out of bounds by Nate Wiggins.
It's sure to get Jerry Jeudy involved in the game plan early and often, and it helped their offense start to get on track a little. Make sure that number 3 is involved in their offense in the early going.
Charles, you always say it, players, not plays.
And they run it right up the middle, and Judkins does not get there. 4th and inches.
When Browns, 2-7 season right now. You got your big offensive line, and where they've had trouble has been on the tackle. 25, Wyatt Teller, number 77. Go wedge it out and find a way to pick up a first down against Zach Orr's defense.
But major advantage to Baltimore.
They run it again, and it's going to be close, but it looks like Cleveland. Our referee today is Lan Clark.
It's against
68, was uncovered at the end of the line. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And Kevin Stefanski.
End of the line, they have their tackle right there on the left side, and there's nobody outside, a tight end, a wide receiver on. This cannot have in that situation.
They run balance to the other side, left Cam Robinson on his own on the backside. That's inexcusable.
Orquez comes out to punt. And back deep for Baltimore, LeJante Wester, all the way back to his 2-yard line by the rookie out of Colorado after a 64-yard. And the Ravens, Lamar just one in. They'll start this drive from their own 21-yard line. Zay Flowers in motion, and under the rookie linebacker out of UCLA. So it could be a historic Derek Mason to become the all-time leader in receiving yards in franchise history.
And he's been doing it home versus man. Just that connection between the two of them has been special to watch for so many years.
For DeAndre Hopkins, and it's 3rd down and long.
You know, you bring up Mark Andrews in Super Bowl. It reminds me of Cam Newton looking for Greg Olsen. It reminds me of Steve McNair for the quarterback. That's changing slowly here in Baltimore, but in crucial situations, Andrew's still his guy.
Jackson steps up, flicks a pass, and he's got a completion and a first down.
And this drive should have been over. Brown should have gotten off the field. Denzel Ward, one of the better corners in the league, number 20. Instead, the drive continues. Open field tackle. Rasheen Ali forced to miss.
And for the Cleveland native, he played his high school ball at Shaker Heights. Jackson, and he's got Denzel Ward slowed him down. They're going to mark him just short. A gain of 9.
And Keaton Mitchell is a guy that they're trying to, where Pat Ricard, the fullback, was on the left side. So now you have that Browns defense diving and going straight for him.
First down.
So Lan Clark saying that replay assist jumped in. They respotted it, and it's good for a ball with an ankle injury. And they're also missing Justice Hill. He's sidelined by a toe injury.
Like about where the ball's going to go. As they like to say, he takes you to the fight. And when you cross it up and go the opposite direction, sometimes...
It's Mark Andrews setting the franchise record. He is now the all-time leader in receiving. John Harbaugh was raving about Andrews in our meeting last night. Called him the ultimate competitor. For Andrews, he's all business.
What a career coming out of Oklahoma. What a terrific worker.
Derrick Henry on first down, and he takes it inside the 40. So now Mark starts, and that includes Ozzie Newsome with the Browns, and of course now the executive vice president of...
Against a few of those guys in that list when you're talking about the Antonio Gates, the Travis Kelce's, where you knew going into it.
An honor now. Was it an honor on game day?
No, I used to try to switch up the matchup.
Henry right up the middle, and he's got a first. Let's check in with A.J. Ross down on the sideline.
Well, Andrew, it was really fun talking with Lamar Jackson about Mark Andrews and their connection that's gone back. And wait for him to break that record. And, of course, he said, guys, he deserves it.
A.J., you're right about that. He said that we have a great connection. I can find him.
Henry rolling, Jackson rolling out, jumps on top of him, but not before Derrick Henry goes for a dozen.
We always talk about progressions, don't we? Looks down. There's a no. Yes. No. Oh, okay. Here. Kept the play alive. Click, click, click. Dump off to Henry. Nice gain.
Card, but Mitchell is bottled up. Good job by Tyson Campbell of the Browns defense.
Correct, and get their eyes and their aggression going one way. So a week ago, and that's Todd Monken, their offensive coordinator, of coming across the line of scrimmage and trying to attack you and get you before you can really get going.
And how about the energy of number 8 under center?
10th play of the drive. Lamar stays in the pocket, throwing, and incomplete. This is an area of the field, the red zone, where the Ravens really struggled last week in Minnesota. They were just 2 for 5, settling
the field, but they haven't been able to capitalize. And Lamar Jackson said, we just need to execute. Everyone needs to do our job. There's no spec for it is.
Jackson steps up. He's going to run at the 15. Lamar still going inside the 5.
And this is just a really good job by Jackson of recognizing it's not an all-out blitz. Everyone's at the line. He finds that lane right in the middle and is able to take off. That's the one thing that has gotten after this Browns defense is scrambling.
Here's Derrick Henry trying to plow his way forward. And
looking like he's having a better day than he did in Game 1 against these Browns, who limited him to 23 yards for the day. So he's on the line of scrimmage for their runners.
Those 23 yards, a season low. That defense looking for a goal line stand. It's 2nd and goal. Lamar to the end zone. Incomplete. Look.
And he's yelling and he's saying that his face mask got grabbed. Right at the Vikings was complaining about.
On this drive on 3rd downs. It's 3rd and goal. Lamar, a sack on 3rd down. That's his 12th sack of the season.
First red zone opportunity is going to be a field goal attempt. They were trying to throw back to hide, but Myles Garrett finished everything off.
The first player in NFL history setting the franchise record for Sampson and Corley, the deep men again, as Tyler Loop is set to kick off. And Corley, the return man from 3, a 29-yard return as we check in with A.J.
Andrew, in celebration of Veterans Day and salute to service, students assembled care kits to be sent to deployed service members. They also added a special surprise for Cheryl Green, a veteran platform, as part of the NFL Super Bowl ticket giveaway program, guys.
That's great, A.J., as jumped to ground, a gain of 13.
And Judkins is him being able to run the ball between the tackles on the edge. He is the bell cow for this offense. The more carries he...
It was Wyatt Teller, Cleveland salute to service nominee, who had a big block for that run by Judkins, who's back down. So good job by the rookie Judkins for 7 more.
And this will be frustrating for both. So where's the pursuit from the backside to close things out for Judkins? Because once they change the line of scrimmage, they should have...
Browns in Baltimore territory.
Here we go.
And he's down at the 35. A gain of 12 for Quinshon Judkins.
Yes, I am, Andrew. Matthew Stafford continues to play like the MVP. Another touchdown to Devontae Adams.
The Rams breaking out those rivalry uniforms.
Great matchup out there. This is his intended target, Dylan Sampson. And some boos here in Cleveland. Still play this year.
I think that's a part of it, Andrew. Exactly what you described. I think what it is in the moment is what you see. The ball's not downfield very far. Almost everything's within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. I think these fans want to see the ball pushed downfield a little.
And shot down by Gilman, but not before Dylan Sampson has a season-long run.
Continue to run the football because on this first drive, Judkins and now Sampson, that has been the positive. The one thing we've seen from both of these rookie running backs so far this afternoon, breaking tackles and making plays.
We've seen Judkins and Sampson, two of the rookies on this team, AJ, and it's a pretty tightly knit group.
It really, they have different things they do on Wednesdays, Thursdays. They are always over each other's houses, bonding. They can relate.
And they all came from winning programs, title contending programs. They're not enjoying this 2-7 start.
And Gilman is there. What a difference Gilman has made for this Baltimore defense.
It's been a huge calming presence as for Malachi Starks, the rookie next to him, of being able to have the assurance of what the call is. But then you can look at the numbers and see exactly the impact that he has had on this defense.
He was acquired in a trade prior. Gabriel over the middle. It's caught, but well short of a first down. That's the goal unit.
And again, really didn't attack the end zone, guys. I like Dylan Gabriel. I like his make. Emphasize at some point we've got to take shots bigger downfield than what we're taking now, because Jason, you
absolutely.
Andre Schmidt out for a 30-yard field goal attempt. Baltimore 3, Cleveland 3.
Call what you did there. That was good. I like that. I like that.
With Charles Davis, Jason McCourty, AJ, and Wester still going, and then down across the 35-yard line, a 33-yard Ravens. Jackson did not practice on Wednesday. Had some knee soreness coming out of the win.
Already has moved around as if the knee's not a concern. That big run up the middle,
Derrick Henry lined up next to Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews puts on the brakes and picks up a first down, getting by Ronnie Hickman, a gain of 12.
And that right there, the Browns came with a blitz. They brought pressure. And we always look at Lamar Jackson for his athletic ability. He does against other teams. Right there, sees it, diagnoses it, and gets the ball out right away to his tight end.
Blitzes. Extra work this week for Lamar as Mitchell takes the toss and picks up a yard on Friday. And what an impressive start to his career, the second-round pick out of UCLA.
It's been amazing, don't you?
Yeah, he was an unranked recruit. He's a walk-on at UCLA. He talked about how that inevitably gives you a chip on your position now, guys.
How he did not play earlier at UCLA is absolutely beyond me with that coaching staff.
He's already made 5, and it brings up third down.
And what I loved about getting a chance to talk with him, whenever he talked about Carr was just 42, Lamar Jackson was just 8. Like, that is a football guy through and through. Nameless.
The game has not been too big from him from the word go as a rookie.
3rd and 6. Lamar pump fakes, now comes back in. Punt.
Pocket got a little muddy for him there. Pressure at his feet. Watchison Graham, number 94, the rookie out of Michigan. Just enough in there to make Lamar Jackson almost Euro step in the pocket.
Said, yeah, we have a first-year quarterback, a first-year kicker, and a first-year punt returner. It's Gage Larva, Offensive Player of the Year at Oregon last year, and a beautiful pass here. An 18-yard
a ball thrown downfield at a level not within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, whether it's over the middle or this coverage. Very nice. There's Kevin Stefanski, who's giving up play calling to Tommy Reese. Kevin Stefanski took play calls, who's called plays for Nick Saban and Brian Kelly. He's not going to be phased calling plays in the NFL.
Bard, who came across, and Judkins is taken down for a loss of 1.
And Kyle Van Noy told us what he adds to the team is some veteran toughness. Excuse me, that's Green, number 45 as well. Something the Ravens have been looking for since the injury to Matabike.
2nd and 11, and Kyle Van Noy coming up.
Kyle Van Noy does a really good job here of just having a direct path straight to the quarterback. He's coming in here, comes right into your television sets in front of Dylan Gabriel on a defense that have struggled to get sacks.
And for Cam Robinson, who walked off under his own power, Leviston with 4 penalties this year, 3 holds and a false down by Draymond Jones. So the Cleveland native back in his hometown, and it's 4th down.
Brand new left tackle in the game. Don't put your rookie quarterback in a drop back situation where one of those guys can wreck him and punt it away. And let's play some defense.
Well, Jorquez is out with Wester rolling kick. Wester calls for a fair catch, and he lost it. And the Browns recover. Rookie punt returner, Wester, a rookie as well.
Break. This end of the stadium, you can see the flags on the goalpost going crazy. And you saw right there where your hands are away from your body and you're not pulling it in, it makes it extremely difficult to corral the football.
The punt coverage, kickoff coverage teams, Grant Delpit, a starting safety on those units. He makes the
6-yard line.
And this is the one to me, if you've got something that you got really.
And this play is blown dead. Land Clark was running in.
Further violation by Cleveland will result in a 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
Browns had Brendan. That's what Land Clark is referring to.
Yeah, and as that play was starting, all I could think was, Land Clark, get out the way.
Yeah, he almost got caught in that power.
Bates has now come on the field again for the
go play action. I'd pass the ball on first down, but they're expecting maybe a handoff to Quinshon Judkins.
Njoku hasn't been involved.
And pushes his way to the 3.
See, with the style that Quinshon Judkins runs with, why Kyle Van Noy told us we treat him as a big back. The ground.
Tevin Jenkins reports as eligible for the Browns for 2nd and goal. Judkins again, and he is stuffed by Brent Urban.
The loss of Cam Robinson at left tackle, I think it comes into play right here. Watching this, Urban with an inside move and straight up field. And he's right into the backfield, almost unchecked.
Gabriel in the shotgun. Gabriel eludes the... And it's 4th down. The Browns will attempt a field goal.
I think for this defense, we know exactly what you're doing, and we can't anticipate it. Right there, they showed pressure, drop back in field goal after a huge momentum shift on the muff punt.
So a 24-yard field goal attempt. So the punt leads to 3 points for the Browns, and they have a 6-3 lead. They missed him on that last drive, which was 4 plays, 0 yards, and gained a total of 4 yards. Schmidt will kick it away. Keaton Mitchell is bottled up just shy of the 30-yard line.
Jason, at the top of our game, you mentioned the chaos that the Cleveland defense. What does John Harbaugh and Todd Monken call it? A quick outcome defense. You're going to know the end of the playbook and wants to really pound away running it, or does he expand it and try and get wider and throw the ball downfield?
Coming, and he's sacked again by Myles Garrett. His 2nd of the half.
Guys, a little dap for this one, because he got him on the 2nd, 3rd effort, right? 3rd react. The coverage must be good enough downfield that allows Myles Garrett to make the play come to an end.
And he just shook his head and said, "What don't you see?" A loss of 9. Mitchell, draw touchdown! A pick 6 for the...
A sack on the first one. Right there, throws a little high. Keaton Mitchell should have caught that. Bounces off of his hands all game long. No matter what the score is, what the outcome is, they are coming after you, and they're not apologizing about it.
Point is good. For Devin Bush, that's his first interception in 6. Are in a hole.
And that wasn't a poorly thrown football. But running back,
Wester not back deep again for the kickoff after the muff punt. It is Mitchell, and Mitchell chased out of bounds.
And running backs like the ball a little bit differently. How do they like it in this type of a throw?
Typically, they want that ball on their body to be able to catch
right in front of your face. That's usually not a target area that running backs are most comfortable with. And that one, in that time,
10-point game with 7:37 to go in the first half. Baltimore has won 3 in a row. Out for a 9-yard run. Ronnie Hickman on the tackle.
And it's not just the run, but I do think the top flurry by the Browns. 2, It's time for Derrick Henry to start affecting the game himself with his pounding of the...
Than he did all of week 2 against the Browns.
And that's the key for their run game and Derrick Henry. Guys penetrating and getting in the backfield, and Derrick Henry couldn't get his legs going. You got to get him before he starts.
Lamar throwing on the run. Zay Flowers is open. First time Flowers has been targeted today, and he goes for 45 yards.
So how does Derrick Henry...
In the NFL, when it comes to the play-action pass, he's able to find Zay Flowers on the corner, and he does the rest once he gets the ball.
Field and taken down. That's Myles Garrett, who came into the day leading the NFL and tackled.
About his quick get off of the line of scrimmage. It's not just the pass plays, and if you don't block him on a run play, you better be far, far from him. Otherwise, the ball carrier's going down.
His third tackle for a loss. Second and goal on the ground. And the Ravens will have third and goal coming. They've already been heavy for Baltimore as we approach 5 minutes to play in the first half.
Third down here for the Ravens. I would expect them to horizontal down here close to the goal line to be able to throw the ball in and put the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands.
And movement up front. Ravens indicating this is against Cleveland.
Fourth down in New York.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 96. Half the distance to the goal. Down.
And you saw on that play back in the ball game.
The alert for Lamar Jackson running this ball as well.
Up the middle, pushing forward, touchdown! Seventh.
Beauty is if you're Derrick Henry, you're essentially blocking for yourself when you run.
Field, because as a defense, when he's standing to the right of him and they're in a shotgun formation, you have to be alert for Lamar Jackson to get those legs going and get downhill to score the touchdown.
Well, you mentioned it, Jason, with Lamar, 3.8. Big difference as Tyler Loop knocks in the extra point. It was Lamar to Zay, and then Derrick in, and it's 13-10. As Loop boots one, it'll be Sampson from his own 1 yard line. Powers play a big part of that drive.
And it was set up off of the good runs by Derrick Henry. So now when they go play action and get the ball down inside. And then watch this. Zay Flowers, the little guy, pushing Derrick Henry in the end. He is.
Cam Robinson is still not in the game at left tackle. KT Leviston remains side. And he gets to the 34-yard line. 10th carry already today.
For Baltimore because there's one name we haven't called. Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
And he hasn't not been able to insert himself into the middle of the action, although I wouldn't expect that to last the entire game.
And maybe a yard on the play. And this is what Kyle Van Noy told.
To that point, when you do that, it allows your pass rushers on the outside to pin their ears back and get after that pocket on him and force him to have to throw over guys. It makes it extremely difficult, and now guys in the back end can make
a little extra rest.
0 for 4 on third down. Pressure coming. Gabriel stands in there, trying to Simpson escorting him out. Fans were looking for a late hit, but no penalty marker.
I think the play. In the play as he's going over the sideline.
I'm good. Touched his leg. Yeah, calling that.
I'm good with no flag on that.
One earlier in the half, also fielded one at the 2-yard line, but we're going to hit the 2-minute warning first. Back, they have all 3 timeouts. They trail by 3. Matt Ryan, Coach Cowher, all the latest NFLs. They are in Denver. Saw them riding a mechanical bull on the NFL today.
Did it too.
Flag is down, multiple flags. Big kick by Bojorquez and Lester Watt.
Could this work for the Browns?
It could.
Last week was a tough one.
Browns offense is coming back out on the field. Land Clark and his
Offside. Defense number 35.
Jake Hummel.
You remember in week 2, Jake Hummel, number 35, backup linebacker, this game, and instead turns the ball back over to the Cleveland offense.
So the Ravens have now managed to come back out onto the field with all 3 timeouts. Gabriel at the 40. Cedric Tillman with a big play. Awuzie on the tackle after
throwing the ball down the field. They fake a screen to Corley on the left and then send 2 guys vertical. Pin situation where Baltimore is probably expecting a draw or a screen to start 2 minutes.
Longest pass of his shot from Awuzie. Inbounds. Clock will continue to tick. A 5-yard pickup on the play. 9 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Lucas, imagine me and your mom, don't do that. Imagine a magic hug that animals.
For backups in real life.
What's up, little man? When 2 people love each other.
But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and
A lot for Kevin Stefanski to digest here because the Browns are kicking into the portion of this.
Still telling your young quarterback, hey, we want to make sure we're making good decisions on this end of the field and take your time. We have possession.
2nd down and 5. Gabriel keeps it, and Gabriel is dead. But Gabriel going nowhere, and now it's 3rd down as Gilman and Hamilton make the tackle. And
addition still. Look at Hamilton raking it out and trying to create a takeaway. But I am totally with you on the strategy part about whether or not we're going to get the ball back. Can we use our timeouts? Can our defense work? Because Cleveland hasn't had the season or been good in zone. Dillon Gabriel, and you made a great point about the wind, Jason. What's happening? The beauty for Dillon Gabriel, in this wind, you want that flat throw to try and cut through it. So let's see if that works for him here. But if I'm Tommy Rees, my offense, we haven't had enough success so far this year.
3rd throw, more boos come out along with the kicker Andre Schmidt as Cleveland is now over.
The majority of the passes are less than 10 yards, so there is no throwing it down the field, and this is high where he has his feet set, throwing from the pocket, and right there he just misses his wide receiver.
Biggest successful throw
is good into the wind, a big kick. Bill having a little chat for Baltimore. And Ali is tackled by Miles Harden on special teams. So 50
ball down the seams and trying to get it vertical in that kind of midsection area on the outside for them on Lamar Jackson. 53 seconds to go, and this is a half where you've played extremely well, and he has a chance to go and kind of take.
Jackson gets it out quickly along the sideline, juggled by Flowers. Are they going to
together on it and discussing whether one guy was on the sideline, he was marking it, but he looked for help from one of his. He went over the sideline. Javier Walker, number 26, the field judge, raced in to make sure that no catch was given.
Lamar is 5 for 11 for 94 yards and the interception. Trying to elude the run. Garrett today.
Line, and right there he gets past the quarterback but keeps on working. Typically with a guy like Lamar Jackson, you say, hey,
because as he went past him, Graham forced him back to Garrett, and Garrett finishes him off.
So Myles Garrett has 3 today and now 10 sacks in the last 4 games.
Get as many people out in the route as possible to be able to work the ball down the field to put points on the board. So when you're doing double teams in a 2-minute where you're trying to get more guys out in the passing route.
So help me out, guys. That was a Ravens try and get out of this half already up 6, but after that momentum play, they chose to take one there.
So Baltimore has it and likely is short of a first down. And Kevin Stefanski will call timeout. We will be back in 30 seconds right after this.
That trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Even on that play, Myles Garrett was in the backfield applying the heat on Lamar Jackson.
And you tell your punt returner back there, Malachi Corley, you better be sure-handed or get away from, Gage Lavarde.
He fields it at the 6 on a hop. That was
that ball
ambitious.
Found him.
It's over. It's been a first half full of miscues for the Ravens.
And when you're the Cleveland Browns and you're trying to make a win in a game like tips and overthrows, got to have those. Deion Bush comes with the touchdown. And then jumping off sides right there. Chief coordinator absolutely loves it.
Are you doing anything big here if you're Cleveland? Because I am not.
And 4 down at the 12. And it looks like neither side with 3 sacks in the first half, totaling 18 yards long. AJ is down on the sidelines with John Harbaugh.
Coach, penalties, turnovers. Myles Garrett hurt you in that first. Coach, you got consistent pressure on Lamar Jackson. You got a couple takeaways, but you were 0 for 6 on 3rd down.
Early, but we got to play our best as a football team in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
And second half, that's 3rd worst in the NFL. Trying to protect a 6-point lead as we open up the second half.
Back to some of that here in the second half.
Derrick Henry with 30 yards rushing in the first half. And on the first play by Myles Garrett.
Lamar Jackson told us in meetings, Myles Garrett is like a Madden player where you comes half, a few tackle for losses, and he has just been disruptive up front, even when he hasn't gotten to Lamar Jackson.
Which is the top scorer.
DeAndre Hopkins, bottom of your screen, hand makes the tackle.
Jason, you made a point in the first half about what you have to do to slow down Derrick Henry, and that's
the field. Let's check in with AJ.
Well, Andrew, Dylan Gabriel did not come back out of the locker room after halftime. I'm being told he's being...
Helmet on, has not played yet this season. This could be his time. Right now, 3rd down and 3. And he is sacked by guess who? Number 4 for Myles Garrett.
Really made this play work for them. Watch 30 and watch him coming around to force things on, waiting and ready.
He now has 15 sacks. Stout punting, and it is Larvadan back deep. It bounces at the 7. Now coming out onto the field for the first time, it is Shedeur Sanders. Know that Gabriel is being evaluated for a concussion, but they were chanting for Shedeur in the first.
Tommy Reese, the offensive coordinator. This is Shedeur Sanders' first opportunity to get out there with the offense. You want to ease him.
If you're Zach Orr from Baltimore, you might want to attack him very early in this down situation.
These Cleveland fans are loving life right now with Shedeur on the field.
Jason back that comes in and he's expected to provide a boost. What's it like out there for the entire squad?
It's an instant spark, especially when you go and the sideline gets going and you're waiting for him to make a play.
180! What's it?
Second line of scrimmage. This came in from behind, and it will be a hold against Cleveland.
Second down.
First penalty of the season against the center, Ethan Posick.
It's right here off and make a play on the running back. Good call by the officials to spot that.
Jenkins is listed at 360 pounds. You better grab the sequence for Tommy Reese with a backup quarterback in the ball game. How deep do you want to go with your drop back game?
That's the first catch today for David Njoku. A gain of 8. It brings up 3rd down.
They're very comfortable in the pocket, going through his progressions, eventually comes down and checks the ball down. But look at the poise in that pocket. And I think that's the part that fans want to see. Hey, what can Shedeur Sanders do? We've seen the last few games.
Sanders in trouble, and he is dropped. Ball came out late. It was Kyle Hamilton who had loss of 13.
Jason, you made the point about Sanders in the pocket, and really that is his game. Shedeur Sanders' entire college career was played mainly from the pocket. Didn't mean he was immobile, but Zach Orr brought the house, and Kyle Hamilton finished him off.
First sack of the year for Hamilton. Bojorquez picks a Browns roll to the 33-yard line with 9:58 to go. Injury update from the Cleveland side. Cam Robinson has been ruled in the Browns locker room. Lamar Jackson takes over at the 33-yard line. Team for 110 yards, and this is on the heels of last week in Minnesota when he completed a season low.
After Lamar Jackson with the sacks, but they've covered guys up. That last 3rd down, he was rolling out, and there was no one to throw the
down. Tackled from behind by Schlesinger, but the Ravens are able to move the chains.
And does Todd Monken turn this more into a running back-centric second half for his Baltimore Ravens? The coverage has been good by the Browns, whether I'm handing it to Henry inside or swinging it to Mitchell on the perimeter.
See Garrett on the side. Harden had the coverage for Cleveland.
For this Ravens offense, I would like to see him go to Zay Flowers side, short passes. He's another guy for them that once he has it, yards after catch, he's so good at that.
One catch today for Flowers, the big 45-yard catch that led to a touchdown. And handed off to Mitchell, and he takes it into Cleveland territory. Tyson Campbell makes the tackle.
And how the Cleveland Browns attack on defense, and they're going to get upfield with their front. Not a lot of size, working inside the tackles, trying to make headway that way.
Myles Garrett is out there now. Lamar, and he's got a first down.
Four hands on Myles Garrett on that one, meaning two different blockers. Look at Andrew Seaver pounding it against Miles Harden, the smaller DB.
His third catch today, so he is now 4 away from passing Mason for most catches. Remember, he already passed him in the first quarter for most receiving with 8 more yards. Schlesinger makes another tackle. Second catch today for Denver.
Running back-centric drive. It has been focused on them, whether they're running it, and even with Lamar, and take it the rest of the way.
Jackson takes the snap. Flag is down. Lamar's got a completion as he looks against Baltimore.
Holding. Offense number 22. 10-yard penalty.
On a blitz, and Lamar Jackson saw it. He alerted it. And right here, Derrick Henry just grabs a hold of Harden as the hands inside and slide his feet to step over and get in front of the blitzing DB right there.
Second down and 13. Tackle. And that'll bring up third down here for the Ravens. Inside 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Headed inside of maybe 3 yards here. He might consider going for it on fourth down. So he may have told him, you may have 2 calls.
Was the Browns offensive coordinator back in 2019. Let's see what he dials up on third. Zay Flowers cut in. The pass was behind him. And let's see what John Harbaugh wants to.
In terms of field position, but this one felt like it was just inaccurate as opposed to Zay Flowers running the wrong route. That was my defense. I don't know about even punting it away here.
It would be a 56-yard field.
Try and pick up a cheap 5.
Play clock expires.
Fourth down. They were so late into last scrimmage, they didn't even give that a good go. You know, and trying to pick up the 5. That was
the situation where you're trying to get him to go off, and Lamar Jackson, you can see the frustration as he's walking off the field.
So Shedeur Sanders is getting set to come back out with Gabriel still in the Cleveland locker room. With John Harbaugh, you always got to want to pin the Browns deep. Arvidan, fair catch at the 16-yard line. With 5:06 to Friday, and we asked him about the challenge of developing 2 rookie quarterbacks at the same time, and he's development as Sanders has his pass broken up by Awuzie, but extra individual periods
that they applied this year because of the amount of young guys that they have on this football team. I got an opportunity to play practice. The young guys get an extra 10 plays to go out there and compete, and it's for opportunities like this for Shedeur Sanders.
Third down and 10. Sanders takes a big hit, and he's picked off. Intercepted on the play by Wiggins as his 3rd pick of the year.
The whole time of that series, we know the Browns have said we know we can't live in a drop back situation against the Ravens, and it's your second. You saw how many people came at him. The pick happens with Wiggins, and the Ravens finally have good field position.
Come against the Browns. And Sanders was a little slow walking off the field after that hit. Play action. Lamar's pass batted up in the air, and it hits. Schlesinger has the INT. Left it in interception thrown by Lamar Jackson today with his second pick. Carson Schlesinger with back out on the field. Sanders rolling right, throws, almost intercepted again. He threw it right to Kyle Hamilton.
Good play that would have been for his team. But look at this, watch 14, he just works.
Just come out. You saw Kevin Stefanski arguing something after that last play.
I think what he's arguing is delay of game.
Here's Land Clark. Jason, and that's just another ridiculous penalty committed by Baltimore. There's been a number of those too.
You got another ball coming in, but that rule is on the books. They don't want to keep and not picking off a ball that he had drawn a beat on.
The game is stopped to confirm the down. It is second down.
Penalty is assessed, so 2nd down and 5.
Much better down and distance against this Baltimore pass rush. Not a lot of sacks on the year, but they have all their guys back now.
Down after this update from New York with Adam Shine.
Andrew, a Patrick Mahomes 18-6 Denver. 3:30 to go in the third. Back to you.
Yeah, and McLaughlin getting extra. Shador Sanders, 3rd down and 3.
Got to keep an eye on these tight ends now.
Coming back the other way, steps up, and he's got the 1st down. Shador Sanders moving the
Colorado, and he made up his mind quickly and got to it. Well done. Ride with your feet. Go in head first and try and pick that 1st down up, and he does.
First time today, the Browns. Juan Smith is there to make the tackle. Baltimore's 2nd leading tackler this season. So Shador Sanders, 5th round pick out of Colorado. Began at Jackson State and then followed. Judkins again. That'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Browns.
Like you want more 1st down, play action, loosen things up as opposed to run, pass.
Yeah, to try to make it a little easy. He's coming off his best game of the season last week. You can get a one-on-one opportunity at any point for Jerry Jeudy. Just
long against this Baltimore defense.
Sanders, pressure's coming, spins away. Keon Martin with the sack, a loss of 14 yards.
If it's not there, you're throwing the ball away or you're trying to complete that pass. At this level, the longer you hold on to the football, holding on to the football.
Bojorquez punting for the 5th. And Wester is tackled at the 31-yard line. A 51-yard punt of the 3rd quarter. Derrick Henry on 1st down. Henry flying through. Denzel Ward saves a touchdown, but Derrick Henry goes for 50.
Up front for him. And then he's just off to the races. And Denzel Ward, as Andrew discreet, to get the top speed, unlike a lot of big backs that might take 4 or 5 steps, 1 or 2. And he's fully out there.
70 yards rushing, hunting for more, and he takes a big hit from Isaiah McGuire, who's playing a lot. Final play of the 3rd quarter. We've got a good one here in Cleveland. Ravens trail by for 100 yards rushing today for the 51st time in his career. Myles Garrett.
Everything's got to be quick here. You can't hold the ball and let Garrett come get him in the pocket one more time.
Is caught at the line. Shelby Harris, the 12-year veteran, makes the... Talked about the red zone struggles for the Ravens back in the 1st quarter. On this,
see if they get Lamar Jackson going to the perimeter, get him out of the pocket, and have some type of a screen or pick type.
Jackson chased that one, but could not hold on. And on 4th down, the Ravens will attempt.
Drafted free agent, All-American Ohio State. And look at the people they had on Myles Garrett. And Hickman was a guy who thinks they want to see more plays out of him. There was one that would have been huge.
Tyler Luke, good. But once again, the Ravens not able to punch it in the red zone. They settle for 3. It's a 3-point game. At least 2 interceptions. That's his current stat line. and a short kick. Corley on the return. And Corley is stood up. Bernie Kosar. And we want to send along our best wishes and thoughts to the Browns legend as well. It's within the next 24 hours. He's had a few recent setbacks. We're all thinking of Bernie. He's an app. Will continue to fight. We all know that about Bernie Kosar. Little trickery up 8 yards.
And CD, that's to try to get the offense jump started. You come out, and we've been getting it to Isaiah Bond in space, and he's able to shake free from Kyle Hamilton right there on a one-on-one opportunity.
Texas had played at Alabama, projected second-round pick, and ran into some off-field issues. And once they were
Judkins picks up the first down, and he's got more into Baltimore territory. Nate Wig.
A first down pickup, Dusty, because now it's 2nd and 2. For the defense, you're thinking, all right, is this an opportunity for them to take a shot to get his feet going on a nice first down pickup?
They had Njoku, number 85, come down from the tight end spot. So they were already 4 or 5 yards downfield to help Judkins get downfield himself.
Shedeur Sanders wrapped up, but the rookie QB was able to get rid of it.
And boy, what a good play this was for Jackson State. He was prolific. 134 touchdowns between the two schools. He does hold the ball a little bit long in moment and able to get rid of it near a receiver.
And ever since he made the move to play closer to the line of scrimmage, the results have been...
He can do so many different things for this defense. Coordinator Zach Orr said, when in doubt, just blitz Kyle. 3rd and 12, 3rd and long situation where you have Hamilton and a lot of these guys close to the line of scrimmage. And if
nobody there, he'll just run it, and he runs out of bounds. Few yards.
And because of where he's at, you go for this because they're too close to really punt the ball and too far to go for a field goal. So you got to think.
Bringing out Bojorquez, the punter. They spotted the ball just outside the 40. So
want them to have the football. But the way this game has gone, and as well as Cleveland's played, and Lamar Jackson off a little bit.
Wester lets it go over his head, and what a play! Down by the goal line, holy... McMillan nearly made an incredible play, but they are saying... Wow! This is
an index card play. Now listen, by rule, right now, if any body part is touching the goal line or end zone, and it is a matter of whether that left foot is touching the goal line, because the goal line's the end zone, as we see.
Here's the challenge.
And they have challenged, Gene. They will challenge.
And I like this challenge, guys, because of where Cleveland is. I think it's worth the challenge from Kevin Stefanski and his crew.
Earlier on the previous play of touchback is being challenged by Cleveland.
Brad Freeman, the back judge, could not have had better positions to watch it. All right? He could not be in better position with eyes on the play in order to rule it. Now, whether it stands or it goes up.
That's the part we're trying to see, because as you look at this, as he corrals the ball, his foot's getting close. Right there, does he have possession? That's what Gene is saying. At any point, if he's touching the football and the toe is touching the goal.
Now, let it go farther. Go ahead and clear it right there. Go farther. He doesn't have ball really possession yet. Does it touch it? Because Gene said you have to have clear possession. Right now, Edmonds is still messing around with the ball.
The goal line, then that forces it to be a touchback. You teach those guys on punt coverage. Once you get down there, you can't stop yourself. You get out of the way and let the next guy be able to down the football.
You know, it's so going to be enough to overturn it. Stefanski still thought it was worth throwing the flag, but the officials are...
First down and touchback.
Andrew, I think that you nailed it.
Charge the timeout. The first of the half.
The stand... It's been like 70% overturned, which is a higher number than you would expect when the standard is, can you clearly overturn?
Why? I think that's the right call.
Because it has to be clear in order to make that change.
Lamar steps up, fires, he's got Zay Flowers. Second catch today, and Flowers picks up a first down.
Afternoon for Lamar Jackson, because he had struggled some in this game of being able to get completions and get the ball down the field. And the ball is right on the money.
15-yard. Jackson back to the air. In trouble, and Lamar in. Thomas had him wrapped up, and they blew the play dead.
Remember early in the game, we talked about Lamar Jackson didn't practice on Wednesday, sore knee. But early in the game, he was there. We haven't seen him exit the pocket. I wonder if maybe he's tweaked it, or maybe he just feels like the running isn't there.
Just get the snap in time. Mitchell, and he gets to the 35-yard line. Tyson Campbell
at him now. The coverage has been good almost all game downfield, which has allowed Myles Garrett and his...
And on the other side, whatever you're designing, you better make sure you have at least 2 guys, someone chipping or someone...
Baltimore has only converted 2 of its last 8 third downs. Garrett's coming again. Jackson chased out, throws, and Jackson was able to escape just in time to pick up 18.
Coming off the edge, and right there against zone. What Zay Flowers is able to do, he sees his quarterback coming out, and now between 2 guys that have done it for a really good chance and time for the Baltimore Ravens offense.
He gets a yard on the play. Aiden Huntington was able to sniff that one out for the Cleveland defense.
Make a play downfield throwing it. Lamar Jackson, first 4, 5, 6 years, he has no doubt in his mind he outrun playing the quarterback position.
Mitchell, he's got some daylight. Keaton Mitchell with a first down. Tripped up by Denzel Ward.
Andrew, the Chiefs take the lead for the first time today. And look who it is. Patrick Broncos. 10 minutes to go. Back to you.
Such a big game for Kansas City. You see the AFC West standing for 3 for 50 yards on this drive. They hand it to Flowers.
A nice little escort from Mark Andrews. And DeAndre Hopkins got caught up in it, didn't he?
We're pressuring. They went with the screen to Keaton Mitchell, and he got behind him. So now for Jim Schwartz and his defense, how aggressive forcing him to have to thread the needle and make plays against you.
And with all of Baltimore's red zone issues over the last 2 games,
Schlesinger is everywhere for this Cleveland defense, his 10th tackle.
To us all game long, you have to attack, and I feel like that fits my personality perfect.
Ravens would be kicking into the wind, but it's not doing too much right now. Certainly a little calmer than the first half. Pressure coming. Jackson throwing it deep to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Tylan Wallace. It's 4th down, and out comes Tyler Loop.
And he brought the house at him. He brought everyone. Jim Schwartz did. And with some contact downfield, and you can see why Baltimore was protesting on that one.
Luke from 44 yards away to tie the game. No, we are tied at 16.
Andrew, this looks like you from the fairway, taking it to the green, drawing it in from right to left.
Keep going. I love it.
Look at him. Look at him draw it in there. And you know it's going to hit and check up just right.
I don't know about that. I'd have to see that.
How about that youngster at the University of Arizona? Plays in one of the all. His parents have both said, young man liked attention early. He's kind of built to play in front of 100,000 in college kicking. Yeah, I like that better.
He is now made on the return. Lead with a flag now. Teams has been a big part of this Week 11 affair. To get up. And Dom Jones is
first down, Cleveland.
And it goes against the Browns. State is being attended to. For Jones, number 37. Still down on the ground. And now able to get.
Hope that young man's going to be okay. And as we spin it forward, this is about a big first down call, Tommy Reese. At worst, you have to change field position to make Baltimore's offense drive it the long way.
15 snaps today for Sanders as he's looking to go to the air on first down. Locates Judkins, who lost the
outcome for the Cleveland Browns. Instead of a loss of yardage there, you go to 2nd and 10. It's a nice job by the officials, and a really good job there by Teddy Buchanan, the rookie out of Cal, by way of Cal Davis.
18 yards. Second down and 10. Sanderson, who had the coverage for Baltimore, and now it's third down and long.
And that's where Kyle Hamilton is so good. And now he's here in man-to-man coverage against Fannin. We've seen him week after week. Sometimes he's guarding the opponent's best wide receiver helmet from Draymond Jones, and the crowd here is seeing it on the Jumbotron as well.
Let's see what the call is on third and long. No one out there.
It was Trenton Simpson applying the pressure, and this is going to be grounding against. Sanders completed his first 2 pass attempts, but since then, the end zone, so it would not be a safety.
But boy, you're going to back up your punter now.
There are 2 intentional grounding offense, number 12. Lost of balance in spot of the foul.
Snap, but look at the pressure coming again. Zach Orr gets him into third and long and brings everyone. Trenton Simpson right there is, and he's got to make sure he does not take a step back in order to give up a safety. And if I'm Baltimore, I might show
his teammate at Colorado, LeJante Wester. 45, and the Ravens will take over with great field position. Battle between Devin and Jason McCourty. Jason riding Josh Allen to a big win over his twin. Even though Aaron Rodgers injured his wrist, able to win. Bears over the Vikings. That one had to feel good for you, Jason.
Had a real good week of practice.
Yeah. You're just taking it 1 game at a time.
That's it.
Fourth, and he's dragged down by Malik Collins. He was questionable to play with an oblique injury.
They handle the line of scrimmage. Number 96, Collins defeats his block and gets into the backfield, gets the big man going, gets him offsides in a crucial situation. Nice play there.
Now DeAndre Hopkins. What a pass by Lamar. And it's going to be a half
of outside leverage against DeAndre Hopkins. And Hopkins, one of the most physical receivers in the game. To DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to catch it.
Third down and 1. He didn't get there.
They've struggled at times in put short yard situations all year long in places you wouldn't expect. I think you're coming right back at them.
And a week ago, they switched it up where Ricard got the ball once, Lamar held Lamar Jackson's hands right here.
Or Mark Andrews comes up and does the push himself.
That is Andrews under center. Andrews all the way. Touchdown. Patrick Ricard leading the way for Mark Andrews.
Todd Monken is in his bag, is what the young kids would say. And John Harbaugh said to us, you always have to reinvent. Hands the ball off to Lamar Jackson. This time, it's almost a naked boot where he's rolling out to the right. They clear a lane.
Is the extra point.
We came up with it as a staff, is what they would say.
And then John Harbaugh will wink to let you know he called that play. Everyone's pulled in tight because, as you pointed out, Jason, last week against Minnesota, Andrews showed it and tossed it. So they just keep adding, and you noted it. You add to it, you change it, you adapt, and it
2:31 on the clock. The end zone on the punt.
That made it tougher on the punter.
Caden Davis was back deep. Followed by new episodes of Tracker and the music competition series The Road. Also Boston.
Chidobe Awuzie.
No way.
To Fannin. Big play. Shedeur Sanders to Harold Fannin. A gain of 25.
Part of Shedeur Sanders' game is being able to throw from the pocket, which means you've got to protect him and give him an opportunity. And there's a rookie out of
2-minute warning. They do. Minutes to go. Ball at the 40. In the hands of Shedeur Sanders. If you're just joining us, Dylan Half
The Browns are the quick outcome defense. I wonder if Zach Orr's thinking the most success we've had against Shedeur Sanders. I do know, Jason, that I want Sanders moving quicker. I want to speed up his process. Maybe I only bring 5, but I want to make sure I put a little extra pressure on coverage.
Second down and 10. Here comes the blitz. Sanders throws, and third down and long.
And we saw that there, changing the picture. Guys lined up, and now Sanders has to step up, which I think he makes a good throw, getting the ball out opportunity while having someone in his face. Vanna has to come away with that catch. It's a really good job by Sanders being able.
And Sanders comes back the other way. Judy's open, and Judy breaks it 3 tackles, and he's got the. Ravens could not get him to the ground, and the Browns
went by Kyle Hamilton to find the first down marker. That's determined running by Jerry Jeudy.
Showing blitz.
Drop 2 out.
Sanders steps up. He's going to run. Initial inside 90 seconds to go.
He's trying to shake it off.
Keeps it alive, throwing to the end zone, and it's incomplete. He had a man down there, Isaiah.
Because, as you noted, Andrew, he's open in the back of the end zone, but because Sanders has to escape the push Jones in his face, so everything's not easy to set up and make the perfect throw. And he's a little bit long with the
Baltimore Ravens. I do not want Shedeur comfortable in the pocket.
3rd and 5. Pressure's coming. Nearly caught by Larvidan. And it was Awuzie who's done a great job filling.
I haven't heard his name much. And there's some hand fighting between both of them. But what you love about this play from Awuzie, as he's trying to get his head around but playing through his hands, just an excellent finish by Awuzie there.
Stefanski will call a timeout with 1:02 to go. I think the mindset there.
Cleveland, now you're there, and Tommy Rees is thinking, all right, how do I attack this Baltimore Ravens defense? They've come after me. You also want to say to Shedeur, hey, we're trying to work the ball down the field, but realize on 4th and 5, the check down is an.
If you're going to max protect, someone's got to win for you on the outside right now, and Jerry Jeudy's the most likely.
The timeout there, but if the Ravens get a stop here, this one is done. 4th and 5. Things over.
So we've gotten to the basketball portion of the game. See what you've got? I got the
right there, the Browns. Thinking, hey, do we want to play man-to-man, run into each other? They're trying to create friction. So that's the chess match, to your point, CD, of calling those timeouts.
I think that you're going to have Kyle Hamilton rush the passer here. This feels like his type of a time. It's a matter of...
Get a first down. Pressure's coming. Sanders. To an end. The Ravens will win their 4th consecutive game. Little extra talking after this play, and the team more brought pressure, and Shedeur had to force a throw quickly, and Roquan Smith was all
guard for Cleveland.
There he is.
And he is upset, and oftentimes when they're that upset, an offensive lineman to that extent.
Ball to and they are able to keep
some good things out of number 12, Shedeur Sanders, but plenty that they're going to be working on as they move forward.
Jackson takes another knee, and that will do it from here in Cleveland. Derrick Henry to 16. So for Jason McCourty, Charles Davis, A.J. Ross, and our